Hello and welcome to the NBA Economy Show. This is Fritz Alcindor. Just uh, just checking in. We the Knicks season is now over, and now everybody's looking for the next year. And everybody talks about things early. Uh, we haven't even hit the draft yet, and people are talking about free agency. Julius Randle has been a hot topic, especially on Twitter. We have people already dropping Julius Randle trades, um, thinking that the Knicks need a second star. Um, we had this actually conversation on the Nick of Time show. So please check out that conversation. We talked specifically about Julius Randle. I just want to expand a little bit on it, go into a little bit deeper on some of the financials about Julius Randle. So we know that this summer, Julius Randle is eligible for extension. It could be as high as 180, 181.5 million for 4 years. So it's 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 good that we get the terms right. So there's a contract extension, and there's a signing a new contract, and we're talking specifically about a contract extension. So it's an extension of his current contract. Um, so if he signs that extension this summer, that doesn't mean he has a new contract next year. We know he will be making 30.6 million next year, even if he signs an extension. So we just need to get that clear. If Julius Randle, uh, and he has sacrificed before, if he wants to get the max amount of money he can get, he'll wait till next year. And next year he can sign a new contract. And that's not an extension. So basically what he would be doing is ending his contract and starting a new contract. So starting new numbers. If he goes next year and starts a new contract, he can go as high as 5 years, around $300 million. A lot like Jalen Brown. So it's 5 years onto this next year coming up. So this will be pretty much. We're talking about Julius Randle. This being his last big contract in his NBA career. So Julius Randle has to think long about what he wants out of this. Julius Randle, when he came here, he had a great year on a bad team, 20-10. The Knicks paid him as a good player on a bad team looking for an opportunity. He didn't have a lot of opportunities. The Knicks, he had no real big accolades at that point, but but Julius Randle has built his resume as a Knick. So now he's a three-time All Star, uh, two All NBA selections. So Julius Randle, even though we've seen him grow, and a lot of people discount his value to the Knicks, he's in a rare company. Um, if you take comps and his the few players who can really compare with, Carl Anthony Towns is probably the closest comp, and Towns doesn't put up the numbers Julius Randle. He signed a contract that he's about to start around $50 million. So does Julius Randle, after he signed his extension in 2021, um, a very modest contract, so a lot less than he could have probably forced from the Knicks. Um, in 2021, he signed to start at 26 million for that next year, when he was eligible to start at 36. So we're looking at Julius Randle coming off the Pelicans, Probably didn't get what he wanted from the Knicks, but he got a good contract. And then the Knicks extended him after an All NBA season to 26 million. So under again. So is this the contract that Julius Randle says, "Hey, I've sacrificed. It's time for me to get paid. I I need premium money." So this is a decision Julius has to make. Do I want to stay a Nick and follow Jalen's lead, sacrificing for the team again, for the whole, or is it his time to make the maximum amount of money? Um, that's a tough decision. Um, I can't fault him if he wanted to get paid. I I'm all about people making money. He certainly deserved it. He's led this team at various times. 2021 when he signed the extension, he was the big dog. He was the one leading the Knicks. R.J. Barrett was just coming on the scene. R.J. Barrett was just getting his feet wet. He was leading the team to the playoffs. So you have to really think of where his head's at. You really have to shout out the development team. This is an asset we created from nothing. Um, the Knicks really need to, um, after this past year, with the addition of OG Ananobi, we are in our championship window is open. You can't say that we're still, building and we're looking. No, championship window. What can we have to put us in the position uh, to win the championship next year? We're no longer in the building phase. Um, th- this extension talk is really pushed to the front by Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson is talking about extending this year. So Jalen Brunson, uh, we know he's going to be All NBA this year. By the end of the season, everybody's there's no doubt top five player in the NBA. So Jalen Brunson can extend um, this summer um, for similar money. But Jalen Brunson can also wait till next year and really cash in. So Jalen Brunson saying that he wants to extend this year is saying I'm not going to get the maximum of dollars. I want to pay bump. I want closer to what I deserve, but I'm not going to go for what I deserve. Um, so the Knicks can actually, creating that runway for the championship window, and look at Julius and say, "Hey, Julius, do you want to extend this summer? Um, you know, within that ceiling of 181 for 4 years, and let's go forward, or do you want to get paid? And if you want to get paid, the Knicks may be forced to make that decision, making that decision to trade Julius Randle. Um, right now, a lot of people are putting trade ideas out there. You're gonna see the Athletic. You're gonna see people on Twitter. They're just gonna be throwing trade ideas. It's too early. There are so many scenarios. There's so many scenarios uh, that I can't logically put out all the scenarios, even without players, because the Knicks have ways to increase their salary, decrease their salary. They have options. Um, but when Julius Randle, what I will say is I think Jalen's decision is going to prompt a Julius decision, which will prompt a Leon decision. So if Jalen is in, they're going to ask Julius, "Are you in?" And if Julius is going to, you know, look toward it, taking care of his family more monetarily now, what he's going to do is let Leon know, and what Leon would do, I think that Leon has proven that he's the type of guy put Julius in that situation, trading him, trading him to a team where next year he can opt out, and yes, he can get that big payday. Um, I don't think that's harsh. I think it's just the business, and I think it would be proper for Leon to do that. I wouldn't even fault Julius for doing it. But if Julius to say I'm in, I have no doubt the Knicks would go forward with Julius Randle. I don't think the Knicks would just throw him in a trade just because he got injured last year. I think they would go forward with Julius Randle and look for other ways to upgrade the team. So, so when can he sign this extension? Well, he could sign it starting in August. Um, but they could talk about it now. So, so what I think you're gonna see the Knicks move chess pieces around the chessboard, and that's gonna give you an indication of where they are with Julius. So if Julius wants that big payday, I think you could see him traded early. And so I don't think there's gonna be, I don't think you're gonna see some big announcement or some uh, um, big discussions that's going to show up in the newspaper. I think this is all going to be taken care of how it usually does. Leon moves how Leon moves. So with Julius Randle, he's eligible for that amount. Um, if if he's to stay in Nick, I think that extension will come this year. I think if he waits till next year where he's eligible for more, it's an indication where he's going to go for more, and the Knicks may want to move him. Um, that doesn't necessarily mean the Knicks are going to trade for another power forward, which I see too often. People are, lining up Julius Randle and saying, "Hey, what power forward could we trade him for?" It could be where they trade to upgrade somewhere else, and then you know sign a power forward in his spot. I don't think there's not too many players who can match his production. However, so you're not going to be 20, 25, 10 and 5, and then you're going to get another guy. Look for a better guy, or unless that person is from Milwaukee. I don't think you're really going to find a better person. Um, I think it's too early to talk scenarios. There are a few scenarios that I personally like. I just can't say that these scenarios are what the Knicks are going to consider, because I think there's just too many options right now with how and we don't know how the Knicks are going to move forward financially. Once we know how they're going to move forward financially, then you can look at what options fit. Uh, if those options are on another roster, if those options are in the draft. So that's just what I want to say about Julius Randle. Is a trade inevitable? Inevitable? No, it's not inevitable right now. It's not a foregone conclusion. I think he has a lot of say in if he stays or he goes. Um, again, I'm Fritz Handles on Twitter. Stay tuned on the NBA Economy Show. We're not going to only have Nick content. We're going to have content from all of the NBA. We're going to be talking a lot this summer about what's going on in the NBA. Please subscribe. Please leave a comment. Um, I will definitely reply. Stay tuned, and you have a great day. All right, bye bye.